Hey everybody, this is Erica off the Classy Climb blog. Listen, today we're talking about obscurity is a business's biggest enemy. Listen to me. When I talk about business credit, when I talk about advertising, when I talk about marketing, and I hear people go, man, I'm so sick of Facebook covered in ads. I'm so sick of YouTube covered in ads. Listen, in order for Facebook to give you all that wonderful free time to chat with your friends and Google and look at people, is they have to make money. And so therefore people are going to advertise and they're going to be in that space. Same thing with YouTube. It's been around for 10 years. It can't work for free. Sorry, that's not how it works. But you have to realize obscurity, when people don't know who you are, they can't do business with you. Now the average person mental capacity, I think limit is to know, 150 people. So imagine that. Your mental mind just stops after 150. Like, intimately know them. And we know most people have deep friendship with 5 people. And then it's a tight friendship, but not as deep as those top 5 with 12 people. So you can't burn up your warm market, what you call your warm market, with your family and friends over and over again trying to advertise your business. I promise you, 99% of the business you will do will be with strangers. So many people join MLM companies and try to recruit their family and go, it didn't work. It didn't work. Or they start a company and say, all my friends and family didn't go to my business every single day. I can't understand why they won't support me. It was never their job to do that. It's your job to not be in obscurity. It's your job to go out there and make sure people know who you are. That's your job. That's not your family's job. That's not your friend's job. That's not even your marketing person's job. I remember when I was running the Sandhills Film Festival here in North Carolina, and I had messaged the reporter that was our age, and I said, why haven't you wrote a story on us? Why haven't you wrote a story on my coffee shop? And he goes, dude, look at your Facebook right now. You have 500 friends. Out of your 500 friends, only 10 of them have friended your coffee shop or your film festival. That's their job to be your number one supporter and promoter and work your inner circle. And on one hand, he was right, but on the second hand, he was wrong. It was his job as a reporter just to report on who was local, And so that's why I got on YouTube. That's why I got on Twitter. That's why I started a blog, because I realized there's no one who will promote you as hard and go as hard as you do for your business, your income, and your bottom line. Most people are content to go to work and get $50,000 a year. Shoot, they're content to go to work and get $25,000 a year, as long as you don't force them to have to sell. People hate sales. Why? Because they hate rejection. But you have to realize sales is not a rejection of you. It's just rejection of that product. If your waiter comes to the table and says, hey, would you like more water? And you say no, your waiter's not going to go in the back and cry because you said no more water, because you're not rejecting them. You're rejecting the water. But so many times when people work in sales, they want that pat on the back. They want that, you're so smart, you're such a good guy, you're such a da-da-da-da. Sorry, grow up. That's not what your job is for. And yes, jobs do provide some fulfillment, but you're supposed to find fulfillment in family, relationships, marriage, children, just general life. And I would be careful even saying family, marriage, or children. Those are just components of your potential happiness. There are so many times I read articles of people over 40 who were workaholics, complete workaholics, and then were like, crap, I need to go get married and find a husband, or I need to go find a wife and have all these kids. Well, guess what? Having those kids at 40 and 50 will never equate what it could have been to be having kids at 20 and 30. Period. And that is just time. You can't ever get time back. Now let's wrap it back into why obscurity is your biggest enemy. Okay, we can go many ways with this. Obscurity, if people don't know who you are, they cannot do business with you. They do not trust you. They're not going to hand you their dollars. That's why insurance people usually work from their family on, right? Or they work they go to a big church and they let sure everybody in that church knows I do insurance or I'm in real estate. And that's great, and I know people who are real estate agents, and they thought when they got in real estate, everyone will run to them because they know them. No, sometimes your friends don't want you knowing their income. They don't want you knowing their personal business. They want you to, they want to do business with people sometimes they don't know. But listen, this is the thing. Obscurity is a business biggest enemy because people have to know you to do business with you. And I'll give you a couple examples here. Frank Kern. I know we've seen Frank Kern hop from one thing to the other, but man, he's a master of it. He's just liquid gold salesman. You know, they may call him a snake oil salesman, but it doesn't matter. He is a master marketer, master seller. He, at one point, was spending $90,000 on Facebook ads. This is when Facebook was not as ad crazy as it is now, but he was spending $90,000 a month on Facebook ads. Guess how much he was making minimum? $250,000 a month. And that's just minimum. We don't know. There might have been some months where it was $500,000. It was crazy. So if he did that 4 months in a row, which is usually his kind of MO, he'll do something for 3 months, then stop, take a break and do something else. But for 3 months, he's dropping 90 grand. Let's just say for 4 months, he's dropping $90,000 on ads. Guess what that comes out? That comes out of $365,000 of ads. $360,000 of ads. I mean, just imagine that. Most people are like, I can't even make that much, or we'll make that much in 5 years' time. Okay, so look. But he was making minimum $250,000 a month income. So that meant in 4 months he made $1 million. So if he does this kind of project thing every 4 months, you know how Frank Kern is. He'll do something for 4 months, then switch something else for 4 months, something else for 4 months. So let's say he does this 3 times a year. That's $3 million. But you're also not looking at the fact that he's probably spending $1 million in Facebook ads for this massive exposure. And I tell people, you know, it's two things. It's time or it's money. And if you don't have any money, then you're going to have to work the time factor, because the average business, it's like, when we say online businesses, let's say take online first, is 3 to 5 years. They say the average restaurant doesn't become profitable for year 3. And all these businesses, 90% of them close in that first year. But we're not even talking about all the people that stay open and then they close on the second year. Because you need so much capital when you have a physical business. When you have an online business, or you have, like what I tell people, the best business for you to have is the pre-selling. I mean, if you ever go to most of the t-shirt sites, they say, well, look, it's going to take us 7 to 10 days. It's going to take us 7 to 10 days to get your t-shirt. You're like, really? Well, why? Because they're running the printing press, you know, or they're getting up a lot of the capital, then running the printing press. So it's cheaper. So they're not doing one shirt at a time. They're doing multiple hundreds of shirts. Why do you think Teespring and all these companies doing these campaigns on Facebook are making so much money? Because they say, look, we're going to have 2 weeks. We're going to run this. And if 50 people buy the shirt, boom, we're running it. If they don't, then, you know, we'll run it, but we'll give people their money back. I mean, it's so many different ways they work a lot of the pre-selling. But that's how, you know, you make money. And so even when people are, you know, let's give another example. Tai Lopez. I love the pre-sale. Tai Lopez put together one video, one commercial, what I call the knowledge video, right? And it has 64 million views. Now people are going to say, well, Tai Lopez has 100 million views on YouTube, Erica. He has plenty of views. But 64 million of them are one video. I mean, now would I be surprised if he dropped $1 million on that one video to create this massive ad? Possibly, but it worked. It worked like a charm, and it was wonderful. And now Tai Lopez, who he may have been, I know there's rumors and different things, but I think he was legitimately a millionaire, like right scratching the surface of a millionaire before this from a few different ventures. But now he's definitely a millionaire from the AdSense revenue to the products, you know, the 67 steps. You know, people are spending $67 a month, you know, for basically a guy to, you know, read books and review them for you and help you put together your life. A lot of people don't read. The average American reads one book. So now Tai Lopez, who has spent possibly $1 million in credit or whatever to have this one YouTube video get 64 million views and you to know his name, that has been his commercial. And, you know, he does a ton on Facebook now, but, it's paid off dividends. You know who he is. He's internet famous. And when anybody says knowledge or puts the glasses on, you laugh because you think of Tai Lopez. Okay. And so that's why Obscurity is your biggest enemy. Like, there may be a guy before Tai who was reading books and giving reviews forever. But guess what? We don't know him. Why? Because he's in Obscurity. We don't know him. Okay? So that's why I tell people, listen, if you're thinking you're jumping on YouTube or Facebook and you're not going to spend any money, will prepare for the long haul. Prepare for the trudge up. Now, I don't want anybody jumping out there going, Erica, I've got a credit card and I'm going to spend all this money in 3 months. Okay, well, in 3 months, you may shoot up in views and participation for 3 months, and then guess what? It'll start to slag down. If you don't have content that holds people and grabs people and keeps them engaged, and in 3 months, all the ad money's gone, that's scary. It's better to take that 20 and splash it over a 12-month period, or a 10-month period, or a 6-month period. Something that makes more sense. I mean, even Mike Chan of Mike Chan Six Pack Abs, who I've met in Austin twice now, he spent $7 to $51 a day when he first started. He spent only $200 his first month of YouTube ads. That's right, $200. That's it. And he was everywhere, all over the internet for 2 years, just blowing it up. And I mean, he actually was, people don't realize this, but Mike Chan, if you actually look him up, he was kind of wealthy before that. He had a little business in Austin, or in parts of Houston, Austin. I mean, he had a little business. It wasn't super, super big. He had about 6 employees, but he had a pretty good business going. And then he just said, you know what? Got with a friend, and a friend was like, hey, let's just blow this thing up. Let's max this thing out. And he had a great plan. And so him and Mike Chan put it together, and boom. Millions of dollars later, everybody's happy out of that equation. So don't overlook YouTube and Facebook being these massive money makers that will blow you out of the water. I mean, I meet so many people who are, I don't want to be in front of the camera, Erica. I hate it. I'm like, listen, let's just get you deeper into a blog, but you're still going to have to use your face. So don't get over that. Or just different ways. We're just going to have to get you involved. I know people who have little cooking shows on YouTube, on Facebook now, and I'll go, wow. Because they're just, this one guy, he has $500,000 in cookbook sales. Most people are like, why would you do a cookbook? It seems like a money waster. People buy from you. They follow you. And if you're interesting and you're charming and you seem like, wow, man, I really like the way this guy cooks and I want to support him. Boom. And that guy was able to quit his business. He quit his job last year, and now he has this business where he's like, dude, I can't believe I sold thousands upon thousands of cookbooks. I'm going to do another run. And he's already about to sell out again. People are very visual. More and more articles are talking about how visual people are. How much people love visual content if it's clear and it's nice. How many people are watching YouTube channels via their TV now? Just plugging up the internet to the TV and watching it, do smart TVs? A ton. So you got to be prepared for that. You got to be ready. So listen, you may be like, well, Eric, I'm just a plumber with a plumbing company in Madison, Wisconsin. Well, guess what I would do? I'd do about 3 little funny commercials filmed with a really nice camera, even if I had to rent it, a Canon, and I'd put those 3 videos on my company's website. I'd put them on Facebook, just in case we want to share them, and then I'd put them on YouTube. And guess what I would do? I would totally pump that video on YouTube. When I pump it on YouTube, ads, I'm going to make sure in the AdWords it says Madison, Wisconsin plumber. Somewhere in there, over and over again. I'm going to make sure people, when they go to Google my business, man, they can see an ad. And they go, wow, that's a great video. Do you know what I'm saying? You have to realize there's so much opportunity here if you get out of obscurity. I mean, I know Gary Vaynerchuk is just blowing it up. And now listen, we all don't have thousands of employees underneath us and a media company behind us. But, I mean, he even says himself, he's like, if you spend $20-$40 a day on Facebook, you're going to start getting these leads. Now, most people are going to be like, Erica, $20-$40 a day? I mean, $20 a day is $600 a month. 40 is $1,200. Imagine marketing in the newspaper. Imagine marketing in a magazine. Imagine marketing on the radio in your town. Those things cost way more than that. So don't overlook $20-$40 a day. That's nothing. That's an absolute steal. And there's people who I know right now, I know them personally, been in masterminds with them, who spend $1,000 a day. They literally have a business credit card on file, and they're just on bloop, click, boop, click, and they're clicking the button daily. daily clicking the button. There's a couple people who, it just has to have a setup and a funnel and a system. Now, if you go, hey, I've got this website, or, this is the best. There's 3 ways. You can send people, they go see this video, or they see something, this picture you have on Facebook and an ad, and they go, oh, click on it. Now, they can be taken to a sales page. If it's a t-shirt, that's a very simple yes or no. I want it. I don't want it. I'll spend the $20-some or not. Okay? So that works best for those t-shirts. If it's a service, you could take them to a landing page, and that might get them in there, eventually to a sales page. But the best way, your product service outside the t-shirts, example, is like some type of webinar, some type of informational video. Same thing works with Beachbody, same thing works with MyEcon. It's where you're taking people and saying, hey, listen to this little quick 10 to 15 minute video. Shoot, make it a 5 to 7 minute. People are very short attention span. Even if they want the product information, they want a shorter video. So you give them the 5-minute video and you're like, hey, here's this information. Would you like more information? Would you like to work with me? Would you like to join my team? How can I help you? Because it's all about them. It's not about you. Get to where you need to be. And then boom, that's when you have them. When they're signed in, when they're watching, they've watched the whole 5 minutes. They're like, I want more. I want to be a part of this. And I want to change my life. That's where the magic happens. So, get out of obscurity. Get out of it. It's the worst. And if $600 1 month is stopping you from growing your business, then you need to come chat with me about business credit. And I've got a bunch of videos on that because you need, there are people right now, and I can tell you right now, who I've worked with clients who they went to a business credit company, got $100,000 worth of financing once they've got their business credit cards, their vendor credit, their opportunity. And guess what? This person, I'm not going to say they're completely unstoppable, but they are a CEO. They are the CEO and the CFO right now of their life. They have the world in front of them. If they use that money to build a business or build systems that build leads. I'll just give you an example. One of the guys that has the 100,000, he has 173 individual commercials running on Facebook right now. Now, when I say commercials, I can say ads, I can say commercials, but he has different videos. I know probably 100 of them are videos, 50 of them are pictures, and the other ones are like long posts with possibly a picture. It's just different stuff, different days. And he literally has them all running at one time. Different cities, different states, running at one time. The leads can't stop coming in. They just can't. Now, people are going to say, Erica, I just don't have the $600. I don't have it. All right, it's cool. Calm down. Remember, I said time or money. If you got the time, if you got 2 or 3 years to build up this persona and grow your craft and blog. Ray Higdon blogged twice a day for a year. Twice a day for a year, or 18 months almost, more than a year. But literally, he can't stop the leads from coming in because people Google his name and he shows up. The other day, someone left a message on one of my YouTube videos. Erica, I Googled how to stand out in business and life, and there you were. I clicked on it. I loved your energy. Great stuff. Guess what? I have over 900 videos on YouTube. You know how much that often happens? Like every day. Every day someone watches one of my old videos and I'm like, that's great. Want more information. I want more information. It's you got time or you got money. And so figure out which strategy will work best for you. Figure out if you're short on time and you really need the cash flow coming in and you're ready to transition out of your work or you were laid off. Listen, some of the best careers and best businesses come out of being laid off. So, look, this is Erica, Classy Climb Blog. Thank you guys for being with me this past 20 minutes. I think you guys are awesome. I think you guys are building and growing yourself through podcasts, through YouTube, through information. So just decide, how can I get my business out of obscurity? What route do I need to take, and how can I get it done? This is Erica, Classy Climb Blog. You guys have a great day.